Hey there, welcome back to Mentoring Moments. And we are at that point that we are almost to the end of our devotional series. And we talked about you recognizing who you are and your identity in Christ. We talked about you developing your life purpose and how you would design your life roles around or in alignment or consistent with that life purpose. Now, we'd like you to consider in delivering that promise. Millennials are really challenged with a lot of opportunities that comes their way. In this digital age, things just pop into your screen, getting your attention. And this generation is distracted one way or another. Not that they're not purposeful, they are, but they get to be distracted. And when you follow those distractions, those becomes your life detours. And you don't want life detours because it leads you astray. You get lost on your track, and before you come back, before you realize that, and you come back, you actually lost grounds and you lost time when you could have been devoting yourself in focusing and being consistent with your life purpose. You're going astray and you're going to a different direction. So what we'd want you to learn in this particular session is how do you deliver that promise? How do you become consistent? How do you stay focused on your purpose?
Apostle Paul stayed focused. He delivered his promise by preaching. He said in his letter in the book of Colossians that he was preaching so that every man would be perfect in Christ Jesus. And how did he do this? He was striving. He was teaching them. He was striving in such a way that as he was working, Christ was working in him.
Yes.
So when you deliver your promise, it's not that you're a finished product, but you're also a product in the process. Just as we are soldiers of God, we may be like soldiers in the front lines, but as we are battling with our battles in life, we are getting hurt, but God is using us for a purpose. So it's not about just teaching people, but it's also learning in the process. It's not just about delivering your promise, but it's about being molded so that Christ is working in you.
Trust the process. That's one of the things that we want you to learn. I mean, don't make shortcuts. The Apostle Paul would like to use illustrations about athletes. The determination of the athletes. He wants to make an illustration about the race. How do you finish the race? The Apostle Paul is focused, but nonetheless, he experienced a lot of obstacles and hindrances along the way. And how he overcame those hindrances is a matter of attitude. He believes that those hindrances, those obstacles, those trials and tribulations, those problems are really integral in his development, in pursuing his purpose and fulfilling it in delivering the promise. In Romans 5, verses 3 to 4, it was stated there that through tribulations and problems, we get to develop perseverance. And through perseverance, we get to develop our character. And with our character, we get to develop hope. The Apostle Paul trusted the process. He knew that if he stays in the course, despite of whatever obstacle is thrown at him, he can overcome and he can be victorious. And by doing so, by being consistent, by staying on the course, by finishing his race, he gets to deliver his promise and his life purpose to testify and to proclaim the grace and gospel of the Lord.